We hope everybody is doing well tonight. Katie, oh, look at that. She's going to start right off the bat. What have you got there?
I got a corset.
No.
Well, whatever it is called. Whatever it's called. I don't know.
You can tell that this show is not in any way rehearsed. It is a corsage.
Corsage. Sorry. My bad.
Katie, what's a corset?
Corsage, corset.
It's a big difference. It smells gorgeous. I love roses.
My bad.
Mm-hmm.
I got a
You said it.
Corsage. My bad.
Who gave that to you?
My boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. Too bad he isn't here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hang on. She's showing it up to you. I told her that she really should press it, in a book, okay, and keep it forever, right? Because that's, what you should do when you get a nice rose, after a day or so, when we get done, when we're kind of tired of sniffing it. Okay, guys. You want to show them how cute you look?
No. Oh, nay.
I don't know if they can see you that you go too far back. Oh. Hey, frontwards. You can't tell. You can't tell because of this. And you need to stand on it, I think. It's just a little skirt, okay? Hey, get down, okay? I told her she has to wear shorts under it because it's too short. But she's got a little, come on, turn around. Don't show them up your butt. She's wearing shorts, don't worry. You are, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sarah's got the funny little, will you turn around some more and stop trying to look at yourself? It's got that thingy. The screen I got, get down now. The screen I got makes you look fatter than you are because it's one of those, wide, the way I get my computer set up. I know she's not fat, so, it doesn't bug me.
I'm only 148.
Don't tell them what you really are.
No, 43, actually. Sorry.
We can't win.
But yeah, I'm not that big.
No, and she's a cute girl. Anyway, okay, so we're talking about roses and little outfits. Okay, that's a dopey way to spend the opening of a show. But okay, I was. You have anything in particular you want to talk about tonight?
No.
No. Well, I do. I was looking at. I think it's MSN. Right, guys? There was a story there just about maybe 15 minutes ago. Maybe it's still there, but I can't open it up because I'm dopey when it comes to that. I don't want to go try to open up that window, all right, and read it to you. But that wouldn't matter anyway. But it was about in Chicago, all right, that there were these, the differences between, kids that are caught in the justice system. All right. And there's a story in there about, I think it was a 15-year-old boy, all right, who had committed murder. I know, good subject for tonight. Okay, not related to roses, But, he he had, I guess it was in 2009. All right, he had been convicted and sent to prison. Okay, for 28 years or something to that effect at 15 years old, if I have the story straight in my head. And another boy, the same age, who had also been convicted of the same crime, uh, and but in a different state. No, no, it was just a different part of Chicago. Maybe I don't know. I can't remember. But he was sentenced as a juvenile, right, and not as an adult. And and he was getting out at 21 years old, and it makes for a heck of a controversial issue. Okay, number one, should everybody who kills somebody and we know they're guilty be sentenced to prison for years and years and years on end? Okay, no matter what their age is. And or should they be treated, as a child, as a juvenile, and be given a less stiff sentence with hope of being able to rehabilitate. Now, Katie,
What?
You're 18 years old, all right, and this pretty much doesn't apply, okay, to kids that are, I believe it doesn't apply to kids that are, over 18, or depending on where your state is, where the cutoff is, okay, for becoming an adult as opposed to a juvenile in the court system, in the justice system. I have my own particular beliefs, and I'm very adamant about how I believe, which I'm sure there are many people who won't agree with me, right? But I thought I'd talk about that tonight. Uh, See, when I was a little girl, all right, and you know it, and just everybody in my family knows it. Okay, I was one of those kids that was caught up in the court system, right, because of gangs. But it was a different scenario because I wasn't a gang member. I was being harassed by gangs, but because, God, I don't want to go into that whole scenario right now. It was so confusing. But I had, for my own protection, okay, I guess you'd call it, there were people that had decided that I needed to be put somewhere else, okay, other than home. And that's how I ended up in a mental institution. So, but it was all part of the juvenile justice system. Okay. Now, I was treated as a juvenile. Okay. And I know, that there are kids out there that do some horrendous things. All right. But it has come to light, okay, in over, recent years, that the prefrontal lobe, all right, in a person's brain doesn't actually become fully developed. They're not actually a full person. They really can't have good judgment, okay, and real understanding, and in many different ways, okay, when they're just teenagers. Now, and I've done a lot of research into that, and I believe that you have to be in your late 20s. Your late 20s before your prefrontal lobe is actually fully developed. All right? So we're setting the gee, he's an adult or she's an adult, okay, cutoff age a little too soon. Right? People are actually, even though for the outward intents and purposes is supposed to be an adult, people have issues with their brains not being fully developed, so they're not actually fully an adult. All right, until their brain is developed. Yes, it's true.
Yay.
Now, we're talking in general, there's I guess some people might develop faster than others, but in general, this is really a science, and they have discovered these things. And so, and I don't believe that persons who are not truly capable, all right, of full understanding, okay, and of really examining situations, I don't believe that they ought to be treated the same as those who do,
Nope.
right? No. And I do know, I remember when I was a very young girl, I remember that there were people, okay, that were, in the institutions, and I knew some of them, okay, and I wasn't hanging out with people that were killing people, but my particular belief in that,
Thank you.
sure,
That was
the little
driving me
arrow,
crazy.
the little arrow mouse, the little arrow shows up on the screen, and it covered her nose in the screen. Silly. Anyway, people, okay, you know, they hate it when anybody kills anybody.
Yeah.
Okay, nobody likes it when somebody gets.
killed.
Yeah, I know, and I'm one of those people that, 100%. I believe in keeping the commandments. Yes, I'm religious, but I believe that the commandments were actually something to teach people. All right, how you're supposed to behave toward each other. Okay, people are supposed to behave toward one another in a way that is conducive to everybody living a happier life. Okay, and in taking care of those things that are most important. Okay, and showing respect for other people. All right, all of these ancient, okay, laws, okay, which were a lot more than 10, but the basic 10 at least. All right, they were meant to take care of each other. People, yeah, it's like thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not, steal, bear false witness, all these things, right? Okay, and of course there was the very first most important one was just put God first, right? Okay, I am the Lord thy God, and thou shalt have no other gods before me, right? That's it's a little bit of a religion. That's enough religion for tonight. But my point is, all right, that uh, taking care of each other, okay, means that when God said, "Thou shalt not kill," He was not saying, okay, like a lot of people thought it was okay, all right, that you can execute someone. No, God didn't say it's all right to execute that guy, right?
No.
God said, "Thou shalt not kill," right? So I personally believe that unless you are defending your home, your children, your wife, your husband, whoever's got the means to defend in whatever circumstance comes along, you don't shoot to kill, okay? But if it happens, you were defending your home and your family, right? That's permissible, okay, under those circumstances. However, I am a firm believer that once you have someone in your custody, all right, you have someone that you have incarcerated, okay, then they have no opportunity whatsoever, and they might be innocent and you don't know. You can believe with all your heart that they're guilty. All the circumstances point toward it. All this, all that. The judge said so. The jury said so. And then 20 years later, they find out it wasn't so. We've had that happen a lot. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, in my opinion, all right, they are incarcerating people. They have absolutely no way to defend themselves. If they're put on death row, then they have, even if they're innocent and they can't prove it, I mean, and you don't know, but the judge said they're guilty. What, you're going to kill someone, all right, that could be cleared 30 years later? Okay? But that's the way I see it.
I think it's not right.
It's not right. Okay? That's our opinion. Okay? You guys out there, I'm not here to make enemies, okay? But my opinion is that you don't kill another human being, right? Even if you know 100%, okay, that they are totally guilty, it does not make a right to kill that person. right?
Yep.
Okay, so I mean, so that means we have a lot of responsibility. If the world were run, and the court system were run the way Ethel would like it, excuse me.
There. You gonna live?
I'm fine. If the system were run the way I would like it, all right, people would, if they couldn't be rehabilitated, all right, you can't stop that from happening if they refuse to be rehabilitated, all right, but you can't kill them. The stress should be toward attempting to rehabilitate, okay, or at least enough so that they can somehow live a life even though they're locked up. You can lock them up their whole life, all right, if they've done that much damage, okay, but never kill another human being unless you are defending your life, your family, your country, right? You have, to me, God didn't give us that choice. He didn't say, okay, you can go kill this guy because he killed your family, all right? Because once that fella is in custody, all right, then he has no way to defend himself. It is murder. All right, and you really don't know. And if you did know, it's still murder because he doesn't have a way to defend himself. All right, so that's my opinion anyway. All right, and now Katie. All right, there's anyway. I don't think that the kids, okay, should be treated the same way as adults anyway. I think the kids, in most cases, are rehabilitatable. Right, if they've done things that are wrong, that offend others. And, and I think they ought to be given that opportunity, all right, to show that they can do that, right? Now, that's where I stand on that, okay? And if anybody wants to call and argue it or send me a letter, or, you're welcome to, all right? But I think good people need to think about how to better, okay, society, and not call it okay to hurt others because they have hurt you. Right? That's less common sense than an animal. And animals, they can get right down to the nitty gritty. I mean, they defend themselves. Okay. But I don't think that there's an animal out there that just goes out there to attack. It's either because they're hungry or because they're defending their territory.
Or their little kids.
Right. I think that comes into territory.
Well, that's practically called their offspring.
Of course. Every creature that has babies has offspring.
Even us humans do it too.
Of course. We all do it. Right? At least most of us. A lot of us have offspring. I shouldn't talk for everybody. There's some out there that don't, I guess.
And there are some that can't have any kids due to something wrong in their ovaries or something, or something's wrong in the male. It depends, really.
Are we going to spin off and go to a different subject now?
Nope, I'm good.
Well, okay. There's only one other subject I can think about tonight. Okay, that you just reminded me of. That's how much they're arguing in New Hampshire right now about going on in the school department. All this junk with Common Core and going into the schools and talking to the kids behind their parents' backs. Okay, about sexual orientation, gender identity. I can't even say it. Right, homosexuality, which is another whole subject, guys. Okay, because psychiatry. We're going to go off on a million trailers here, but in psychiatry, back in the 70s, I think it was. All right, homosexuality was taken out of the DSM. Yeah, it was. As it used to be known as a mental illness. Okay, homosexuality. And they took it out because it was not politically correct. All right, so they couldn't keep it in there anymore. Well, nowadays in school, they got Common Core, and they're teaching kids, okay, about oral sex and anal sex. And I know, we give you the chills just thinking about it, you know? And it's not even, excuse me, okay? It's debatable. Those issues are not even actually sex.
No, they're not.
You know? They're goofing off, playing around, fooling around. Okay? But they're not actually sex. True sex, okay, in my opinion, and in hers too, and most everybody else, okay, that, you know, that grew up in America, you know, in a regular family, all right, those are just, you know, I get into trouble now if I talk about sex, but I'm not a prude. Don't get it wrong.
Me neither.
Okay? But teaching kids about sex is not supposed to be teaching kids pornography. Okay? And that's what they're doing. They're teaching pornography in school now. Eighth graders. All right? Kids in eighth grade, for heaven's sake. All right? My father would have had a flipping, you know, he would have went nuts at this.
I would.
He would have went into the school and he would have been yelling at him and saying, what the hell do you think you're doing? You're talking to my kid about this stuff, this garbage.
I think all the parents back in your day would do the same.
Well, a lot of the parents are doing it now. They're getting fed up and they're starting to do, you know, picket sign things, you know, protesting.
Strike.
It's not a strike, honey.
Well, something like that.
It's a protest, right?
Sorry.
You hold your sign up and you say, leave our kids alone, right? Okay.
Or Sue or something.
What's that song that just popped into my head? Right? Hey, teacher, leave those kids alone. Right? Okay. Remember that? Does anybody remember that? Something like that. Anyway, you know, we don't need to have our kids being taught pornography in public school in 8th grade. And they're talking about that they're going to be teaching gender identity classes to kindergartners.
Which is, it's none of their business what goes on in the bedrooms of their homes.
Yeah, and little kids shouldn't, you know, never mind. If people out there, okay, have a normal thinking mind, they're going to understand, okay, that this is not stuff that should be taught in a public school.
No.
All right? Little kids don't need to know about this stuff.
If their parents
and there are not 50 different kinds of sexual identities and genders.
No. There's
right?
2.
There's 50 million different kinds of perversions in the world. Okay? But there's not 50, all right, different types of genders.
No, there's only 2.
Yeah, it's called
maybe
male
once in a
and
while,
female.
Mixed.
No, mixed up people.
No,
maybe.
there are some people that are mixed gender.
Well, there may be a few that have a medical condition, a real one, but today what's going on is not a medical condition. A lot of this stuff, Katie, don't get confused. Come here. Okay? I didn't mean to pull you that. Don't lose your balance.
Well, then what do they call those people who has these and then the... You know
don't make you know.
You know what I
gestures.
mean? Like males with like and still have that.
Transgender, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, that's maybe people who's dressed. Okay, some people dress like the opposite sex, right? But that's a preference. And there's some that are born with the same set of, you know, different sets of organs that, you know, shouldn't be there.
But that can use one organ.
It's rare. It's rare. It's really not an everyday occurrence, Katie. Okay, that's very rare. So most everybody is genetic mess ups.
So that's practically 3 types of
birth defects.
So it's just practically 3 types, but not often happens.
No, there's 2 types, and then there's a defect.
Yeah, birth defect.
Okay, there's actually only 2 types.
where the
Right? Everybody out there.
the
Are we on the same page? There's actually male and female.
Sometimes it'll have two tails and not split apart.
And sometimes we have Siamese twins that are together and they have to take them apart. The point is, nothing is perfect. Sometimes there are birth defects. Okay? All right. And for those people, yeah, excuse me, say it, don't spray it. For those people, there are, solutions out there that medical doctors and surgeons, and experts can help. Okay, with those issues. All right. But hang on. The thing I'm getting at is that a lot of what they're calling sexual gender identities and this and that is personal preference. Okay. And people's personal preferences can become a bit perverse. All right. They are not always healthy. So why do we need to teach our kids in school everything? Okay. Even the stuff that's not healthy. Can't we let the parents decide what the children need to know? And at what age they should need to learn it. Or whether or not it's something that, they don't even want to teach the kid. I mean, what's wrong with saying, hey, like my dad, okay? My dad was like telling my mother, hey, you leave her alone. She's not dumb. When she grows up, she'll know what to do. All right? This does happen, kids grow up and they learn and they learn. Okay? It's like nature, opens up to them the facts of life.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of girls and boys. Okay.
And when it's their time.
They found out on their own. But it didn't hurt them either. Everybody seems to think that if a kid finds out, okay, that this is supposed to happen here or that's supposed to happen, that somehow that's a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. It's just bad when it's not their time.
Yeah, they'll be doing it when it's their time, And, God willing, their parents.
That they're ready.
Right, but when their parents, hopefully, they get their parents involved with them and they can discuss things and, and get to know each other better and find out what's maybe, a little bit more in the way of healthy thinking as opposed to unhealthy thinking, through communication.
Yeah.
Right? Because parents, parents who care do tend to want to communicate with their kids, although some of them aren't perfect at it.
Plus, they have a harder time to communicate due to not knowing how to speak to them most of the time.
Yeah, I know. That was my dad's problem, but it doesn't matter. All right? The parents should still have the first right, okay, to say, no, my kid is not supposed to learn that. For whatever reason, okay, whether it's their religious beliefs, okay, or for any other reason.
Or they just point blank don't want their kids to know until they tell them.
Right. Yeah. Or until they're 20 and they're married and it's their, honeymoon night.
Yay.
Which never happens anymore, but it did in the old days. Right?
Oh, and most kids actually start doing
it happens
things.
Sometimes in the old days.
Some kids start having these, urges at the ages of their tween teens and stuff.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough to say. Everybody's body, forms, how do you say that? Oh boy,
hormones,
I'm tired.
And
yeah, I know. They come along and their body starts to feel urges, right? Okay, but starting at a certain age. When you start hitting puberty, that's the word I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. When kids start hitting puberty, okay, which happens to girls before boys, right? They start feeling all excited, right? Okay, yippee, getting older. Okay, when they look at the opposite sex, and that's the way it's supposed to be in general.
Yes. I remember the days.
We don't need to know the days.
It was horrible. But now I don't have to worry about it.
All right. Okay. Well, we don't need to keep discussing that.
But it's none of the people's business what I do between me and him.
Shh. Don't tell him.
I'm not saying no more. I'm done.
Good. All right. So, I guess we had to talk about what is, the right thing to teach your kids, or the time to teach your kids, or whether or not it should be done in school or not, or, I think the consensus here, okay, in our home is that, kids need to, talk to their parents, and that the school and the state, okay, and the government, on the federal level, needs to butt out and let our kids learn about sex at home when it comes to personal preferences of sex, and they can just stick to teaching the biology.
Yeah, and keep this, relationship talk, sexual manner to the mums and dads. They'll
sounds like
someday.
a good plan to me. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, okay. Gee, we already, we spent a whole half an hour over here. Can you believe that?
Well,
don't time fly when you're having fun.
Oh, yes. Well, we'll see you guys next Sunday.
Well, we like everybody, okay?
And
thanks for coming along. And I want to mention everybody, okay, that I can remember. I can't remember. Alicia, Clegg. I can't remember. Again, we got that problem.
Well,
Clegg. Okay, you usually come, okay, and watch us. So we're real happy to see you every time, and God bless you. All right, thanks for showing up. And Liz, okay, Liz Carney, my cousin, my cousin's daughter, my first cousin's daughter, who is my second cousin, and her whole family. Thank you for showing up this week and viewing what we're doing here on the channel, and for leaving your comments. And let's see, now I don't know if you're here tonight, Ward, but thank you for showing up. Okay, and also Sally Sue Ember and Dennis Deuce. I think that's actually how you say your name. I could be wrong. Correct me if I am. All right. And so many others. Dave Katsikas, my son, showed up, okay, last week. And a ton of other people, okay, have been coming along. And we're just so happy to see you all, okay, Tyrone, and all the new guys that I don't know your names yet, all right. Thanks for showing up and for watching the show, okay, and, we hope to bring better shows as we go along. The broadcast is still on, and we're not going to quit yet. We're going to be very happy to close it out the right way. She's threatening to put her finger down. She says, "Ma, you're talking too much." We really like it, okay, when we get the viewers, okay, and we know we're just a couple of ladies here, okay, but we're a couple of real red-blooded American ladies, all right, and and we enjoy coming here, and thank you for listening.
And we enjoy talking with you, or well, hearing from you.
Well, yeah, if you'll talk to us. We've had a few of you actually, write to us, in the comments section, and come and leave us messages in here or there in many ways. And we love it every time, okay? We like the interaction. So, we appreciate you, and we are praying for every one of you that God will bless you in your life. And, we're gonna come back next week, and we'll have something really kind of nifty to talk about, I'm sure. And you know us, you never know, we could show up in the middle of the week with something that comes up that we weren't expecting.
Right.
So everybody have a great night.
Yeah.
Okay, until next week. And from who are we? Who are we? Who are we? Do you remember?
Not really.
What's your name?
Oh, Katie.
And Ethel. Grandma, and great-granddaughter. No, granddaughter. Okay. Ethel and Katie had held in evidence. Okay. Have a wonderful night. See you next time.
See you next time.
Smile. Good night.
Good night.